points of that.
Yeah, but what did we learn about Kenjaku? Nothing.
Don't matter.
No, nothing about Kenjaku.
What?
It don't matter right now.
a lot
Or else
about
we would
Kenjaku,
get
yeah.
something. We basically figured out the main points of Kenjaku's plan. That's what we figured out. That's all we needed to know right now.
Is that enough?
I want the hand.
Not
arrow
for me.
What are the main points?
Talk about JJK. Random, you've been solid. You could start it off.
I think this is the most important. The chapter we just saw is the most important chapter of JJK. In a weird way, I think if you want to think that we're not going to get a hand error because we basically got, it feels like the big points of Sukuna's backstory plus Yuji. We get to see how the plan works, and the fact that Yuji was just out here using black flashes like they were going out of style. And I remember I asked Ty this question in particular about the dichotomy between Yuji and Sukuna and how, they kind of mirror each other in different ways. I loved, and thank God there's no break this week, so we immediately get a follow-up because I was going to be hot if there was a break. You can't leave it like that.
Yeah.
But I think the hand era, like speculation is done. I don't think we're getting that now.
You don't think we're gonna get the arc at all?
I don't think so.
If we don't get a Heenan arc at some point in our lives, I'm sorry, JJK's.
If that's coming later, like it felt like we got the big points of like, here's how Sukuna was, here's why we got like really big points of that.
Yeah, but what did we learn about Kenjaku? Nothing.
Don't matter.
No, nothing about Kenjaku.
What?
It don't matter right now, or else we would get something. We basically figured out the main points of Kenjaku's plan. That's what we figured out. That's all we needed to know right now.
Is that enough?
I want the hand.
Not for me.
What are the main points of his plan? I'm curious.
Well, besides the fact that he created somebody who could take Sukuna over, right, to be able to harness his energy, right, and hold Sukuna, right. He created that vessel, taking back shots.
He created Yuji to suppress Sukuna.
I'm not saying he created him, but he definitely engineered it. I don't look. Obviously, I can't speak for the entirety of Kenjaku's plan, but I feel like we got all these big things last chapter because I don't think he wants to do a hand arrow arc. I just don't think he wants to.
Real quick, drink more water. So what Sukuna did is that like he had all the fingers but one since Gojo hit it, and he ate his own mummified corpse to make up for the lost finger.
I would say the problem with the chapter is the translation. So there's like 3 different translations. One of them does kind of suggest that Itadori was born with a finger, which just isn't true. So I think
that wouldn't make any sense, right?
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, that translation isn't accurate. There are like 3, and one of them that says that is not true. That's a problem, and that's kind of the problem with like sometimes manga. Some certain things just get lost in translation, like because the language is just different. So.
Fair.
Yeah, but we see him eat that mummified corpse back when he was chilling with Kenjaku, and I think that's when he stated that.
You know what's funny about that? You know what's funny is that somebody made a good point. Someone was like, when he was about to eat himself, he was like, "How ironic." And it's like because he did eat himself because he considered him eating his twin as him eating himself. So when he was doing it again, when Kenjaku's like, "Wow, that's pretty ironic." That was like a hit that he had eaten. This process of eating himself had happened before. I thought that was pretty cool.
Hmm. But I don't know if I'm assuming not everyone that's gonna watch this knew about Riddell's take on how they're Sukuna and Itadori related. But how do you, Random, Miles, Santo, how do you guys feel about him basically being
his
Yuji's uncle or uncle, basically?
Yeah, his uncle, kind of.
Uncle, spiritual uncle. How about that?
Yes, yeah.
I mean, you had to find a way to explain the ridiculous feats Yuji could do before he ate any of Sukuna's fingers, right? I mean, I understand it was just kind of funny that he just threw the world record in shot put just by like he was throwing a fucking basketball across the court.
That still doesn't explain what, because you inherited a soul, but how does that make your body that much stronger and stuff like that? That's not really explained.
I feel like you can. For me, I feel like I would always assume the fact that he was curse painting womb and he was part of one of the 3 noble clans explained it pretty well. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, yeah, that could work.
I mean,
I feel like
basically engineered for
I mean, I just feel like since
fine.
it's fiction, it can make sense. Like if in this story you being connected to someone who's reincarnated as a great sorcerer, or you know what I'm saying, that's just the way it works in the story. That's just the way it works. I don't think it needs like a ultra explanation. I feel like if he's part of Sukuna's lineage in some way, shape, or form, okay, that makes sense. That means he's going, and he's also an experiment. That just makes him strong.
Right.
I don't think I'm more about any more somewhat they're confused about the shrine.
Yeah, because that's also Yuji's curse technique.
Well, we know that Gojo said that because he was a host for Sukuna. He said eventually he'll learn his curse technique. He said that like way early on.
But
so how long before Yuji uses it?
I mean, he can use it
next
whenever
chapter.
he discovers it. I personally think so. That like my personal headcanon or whatever, Gojo and Sukuna and Kenjaku have all talked about the essence and true meaning of like curse energy or whatever. Like they all talked about it, and like we said, like when Gojo realized it, that's when he was able to use reverse curse technique. Sukuna's talked about how like once you figure it out, you can reach new heights, and like everyone's so basically what they're saying is like once you realize what like the real meaning of curse energy is, you evolve. Yuji doing Black Flash after Black Flash, I feel like he's getting closer and closer and closer to that apex. I feel like once he reaches that and he discovers it, that's when he's gonna be able to use domain. That's when he's gonna be able, because he already can use reverse curse technique. So I feel like once he like really figures out what the definition or the real true meaning of curse energy is, that's when he's gonna be able to use his own shrine.
How do you feel about this question, Ty?
Is Shrine Sukuna's?
I mean, it has to be.
Well, technically, is it? Well, we don't. I would assume it's Sukuna's.
It could be the twins in the sense that it looks different from Sukuna's with the scissors.
Well,
I mean,
the twin never got a shot.
But they wouldn't have separate techniques because we know that twins it treats it. You would each like the set of twins would get one curse technique like combined. So like it's if me and you are twins, we don't both get a different version of shrine. Either I get shrine or you just can get a heavily restriction. Like that's how it works.
Mm-hmm.
But they also said in the chapter that changes based off the era. Like you saw, I love it. I thought it was hilarious how like Yuji's slash and dismantle, it's like little scissor markings and stuff like that. How it's like
I don't think that's different. I just think like I don't.
Well, you don't see it with Sukuna, so it's just like it's the same technique, but it just looks different because of the era that they're in. I think that's
does that work for all twins or just Maki and
it's all twins.
It's all.
Where did it say that?
I thought Maki and
it said that it treats twins as I said. It didn't say just us. It said twins. So we are to assume that's just twins in general.
That's why Maki and I always forget her sister's name. That's why.
I mean, that was
we get an actual physical version of that.
Yeah, they said
the example.
Twins are treated as.
So
as
who to say that the child of one of the twins who have the heavenly restriction doesn't obtain that technique?
Say it again.
Now you're asking.
Well, I don't think that Itadori got it from his dad. I think he got it because Sukuna was inside him, and Gojo said, "You're going to eventually get his techniques." I don't think it's like I got it from my dad. I think he just got it because he was.
Oh yeah.
Well, his dad was the reincarnation of his twin soul.
I know,
right?
but what I'm saying is that these two characters wouldn't each have an individual curse technique. They would have one as a sex or twins.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm saying that
we don't know if his. I'm saying we don't know if his dad was like able to use slash and dismantle and stuff like we just don't know. So
was his dad able to use any?
We haven't seen anything
at all.
There's nothing to suggest that he had.
So maybe he had the potential to do.
Because my question is, if he had, why didn't Kenjaku off him and take his body if he could use?
This is why we need the arc.
Exactly. Thank you.
Oh, I think we need to.
I don't think we're getting it. I don't think we're getting it.
I think we're gonna flashback, but I just don't think it's gonna be long. I don't think Gege needs a lot of time to explain Sukuna's upbringing.
Yeah, he just needs to explain Sukuna and Kenjaku for me, and I'll be good. That'd be good.
You don't want him to explain Tengen at all, or Tengen's backstory at all?
Well, I guess Tengen.
I think we got that Star Plasma, like hidden inventory. I think we got that.
One thing that they never really dove into, but they just like said it once and moved on. The other special grade curse, the chick or whatever, how she was the original star plasma vessel? Like they just said that.
Are you talking about oh crap. What's her name? She fought. Did she fight
a Y?
Huh?
It starts with a Y.
Yuki.
Yeah. Because like she said that like like they had like a conversation and then like he or she said that like I was like she was the original like star plasma vessel, but they just never dove into that. It was just like a statement and then they just moved on.
Do they need to?
I mean, why wasn't she taken in as a vessel?
I'm almost certain they explain. I don't remember it. I just remember because I think the reason why I'm trying to remember it is because when what's the Rico, when she did not assimilate with Tengen, he had to evolve on his own, I believe. And I think that the same situation happened with Yuki. She wasn't able to be the vessel. He had to do his own evolution. And I think that's the way they explained like how she wasn't used. But I forgot. I gotta go. JJK is one of the I definitely need to reread JJK.
Now eventually I'm just gonna reread it. Facts. Right. Miles, you got anything?